Where is the compassion? Where is the human warmth? That's what, and I still ask that today. You know, never was there. Because, oh, well, Jews, all people are equal, the Jews are a part of people, therefore they should be equal too. But where is the love, compassion, the spontaneous feeling? Far from owing its origin of the spontaneous feeling of the peoples, and we saw what happened when the Germans moved across Eastern Europe, in Czechoslovakia, Poland. These people rushed to throw them into fires and everything quicker than the Germans could round them up. And so it's never a matter of course, and has never taken such deep root that discussion of it becomes unnecessary. Pretty good for explaining the situation. To sum up, next page, 188. In the western provinces of Russia, we behold the Jews herded together. That's the Pale of Settlement I'm talking to you about, at the bottom of the page, 188. Leading a wretched existence. You see, he's outside the Pale. He lives a fairly good existence. Nevertheless, there are unceasingly complaints of the exploitation they practice, which is a joke, he says. To sum up what has been said, for the living, the Jew is a dead man, for the natives, an alien and a vagrant, for property holders, a beggar, for the poor, an exploiter and a millionaire, for patriots, a man without a country, for all classes, a hated rival club. To my mind, he's got the European situation. I don't hate to bring this to America because I really don't think it applies to America. But we're doing this and seeing how this thought went. Okay, now, let's see if we can pick up some more things here. This is part 4. I don't know. Let's see. Pick up a few more things in here. It's hard to just pick them out of the blue because these guys are so eloquent. Thus the Jews, in the bottom of that page, instead of really facing their own situation, adopting a rational line of conduct, appeal to eternal justice, like Mendelssohn did, and fondly imagine the appeal will have some effect. Laughs at that. Further down in that paragraph at the end, to the Jews, however, in whom we are chiefly interested, that's what this essay is about, he will say, you are foolish because you stand awkwardly by and expect of human nature something which it has always lacked, humanity. You are contemptible because you have no real self-love and no national self-respect. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of Europeans probably felt in their souls. Not they couldn't express it rationally. But I find if you go up to European peoples who are all proud of their nationhood and so on, and exude a certain pride and so on, they respond very positively to that. And Muslims do too. They don't like people who cringe. And, you know, I hate to say it's the same as a dog, for instance. If the dog senses that you're afraid of him or you cringe, then the dog feels more like attacking you for some unknown reason. I don't know why. I'm not trying to hurt the dog in nature by saying that. National self-respect. How can we obtain it? Not through Israel Jacobson, nor through the Hasids, as far as he's concerned. It's true our loving protectors further down have always taken good care that we should never catch our breath and recover our self-respect. The church in Rome always wanted the Jews to be despised as an example of what happens to people who supposedly killed Christ. Keep them alive, but keep them down. We will wage the most glorious of all partisan struggles with all peoples of earth who, with one accord, desire to exterminate us. But the war we have waged, and God knows how long we shall have to continue to wage it, has not been for a fatherland, but just for the wretched existence of millions of Jew peddlers. This is very interesting for the 1880s. I think it gives you a good picture of the time, and certainly in Russia. So he said, you know, the hatred's there always, and we just survived just to be a peddler. Is that what we put all this energy into surviving for? Next page. This is a real call to arms. He's, you know, okay, has analyzed it, but Pinsker is the first call to arms. Do something about it. Don't just sit here like a bunch of slugs. We didn't see that on account of the tactics unworthy of us, which we were forced to adopt, we sank lower in the eyes of our opponents, like von Treitschke and all those people. All we wanted, we prayed for a little place to lay our weary heads on. And so by constantly lessening our claims, the same can be said for Israel today. The fact that they keep lessening their claims, lessening their claims, lessening their claims. No one respects that. The Arabs, the Islamic world doesn't lessen its claims, it just keeps on increasing its claims. I don't say you should do either, but I'm just trying to say that he's talking about respect and dignity. I mean, we diminished in our own and in others' eyes until it became unrecognizable. We had no dignity left. The cruel game was equally amusing, whether we were caught or thrown, and was enjoyable all the more. Anyway, that's quite interesting how he puts it. May we note that passing our enemies in order to prove our inferiority have not failed to make capital of this last trait. One would think that men of genius, that is, that Jews produce some Einstein-type people, were as plentiful among our opponents as blackberries in August. He's not very happy. The wretches, they reproach the eagle who once soared to heaven and recognize the divinity because he cannot rise high in the air after his wings have been clipped. So he's very angry. Obviously, there were some very bad pogroms in Odessa. Next section, 5. The national consciousness, which until then had existed only in the latent state of sterile martyrdom, burst forth before our eyes among the masses of Russian and Romanian Jews in the form of an irresistible movement towards Palestine. This is the Hibat Zion movement he's talking about, that he is witnessing in his own time. And for the end of that section, if an individual is unfortunate enough to see himself despised and rejected by society, no one wonders if he commits suicide, but where is the deadly weapon to give the coup de grace to all the Jews scattered over the face of the earth? Such destruction is neither possible nor desirable. So he thought at that time. That's not what turned out to be the case. Anyway, he wants self-help. We must establish ourselves as a living nation, he says at the end of that. 6. Let's see. The idea, like Hess was heaping abuse on, and we've seen it in the Reform and different other movements that we witness in Germany, the delusive idea that we are fulfilling by our dispersion a providential mission, a mission which no one believes, an honorable